and let's get this done. Ladies and gentlemen, the Final Fantasy Marathon is done. It's time to wrap this up. Once and for all. Final Fantasy is a series that I enjoy, and I will not shy away from that. However, this has been way too long of an endeavor, so let's finally bring this to a close, shall we? We will, of course, I will, of course, be going through the entire list. I will go ahead and go through. I will go through the entire list, and we will go ahead and, yeah. And we will go from there. So, alrighty. So, let's see. Alright, so I'm going to go through the list. I also need to do this real quick. Give me a second. There we go. There we go. All right. So, let's go through the list. Now. I'm going to go to my stream order. And we're going to give you some averages, shall we? So, just bear me a second here as I jot some stuff down as I go. So, let's start with Final Fantasy IV's Pixel Remaster, which was kind of the unofficial start to the marathon when you really stop and think about it. So, with Final Fantasy VIII, we had a final score of 88, achieved through 45, and through a plus 45 to story and a plus 43 to gameplay. Hey, with that taking us 4 sessions that left us with the Pixel Remaster of Final Fantasy IV had a positive on average of 22 positives per session. Not bad. Yeah, pretty damn good, and probably the highest we're gonna see. Final Fantasy I scored plus 23. This was achieved through a plus 3 on story and a plus 20 on gameplay. With a single 9-hour session that left us with a positive on average of about 2.5 positives per hour overall. hour. So there's that. Final Fantasy II ended with a net -1. This was achieved through a +14 to story and a net -15 to gameplay. With there being 2 sessions, that left us with a negative on average of about half a negative per session. Final Fantasy III ended with a net -29, which is accomplished through -4 to story and a -25 to gameplay. I was not fond of Final Fantasy III, to say the least. And I don't know why I'm doing this on that spreadsheet. Because I should be doing it on this spreadsheet. 8. That one only took us 2 sessions, which left us with about a negative on average of about 14.5 negatives per session. The Final Fantasy IV 3D version ended with a +37, accomplished through +53 to story and -16 to gameplay, unfortunately. Which left us with a session count of 6, that leaves us with or 37, yeah. That left us with about 6, an average of about 6 positives per session for the 3D version. So that worked. The after years suffered much worse. -61, accomplished through net -26 to story and net -35 to gameplay. With that one taking us 7 sessions, that left us with a negative on average of about just under 9 sessions, roughly just under 9 negatives per session. Ouch. Final Fantasy V did a hell of a lot better, as it accomplished a final score of +100 and what? Yeah, okay, +121, accomplished through a +58 to story and a +43 to gameplay. I know some people say that the gameplay of 5 should really be the highest ever, but I disagree. I just find the gameplay of certain other games more pleasant to do. Make no mistake, I don't begrudge you if you feel like FF5 has the best gameplay. With 5 sessions, we had a positive on average of about 24.2 positives per session. Awesome. Just straight up awesome. Awesome. Nothing more I can say about that. Then 12, and then 54, 154. Then 4, 34. And then 12 and 12. Okay, sorry. Just trying to jot some stuff down while I'm doing this. Final Fantasy VI did impressively well. 251 at net plus 251, accomplished through 144 to story and 107 to gameplay. A point that I stand behind firmly. With 6 sessions, we had a positive on average of about 41.8 8 positives per session. Final Fantasy VIII didn't fare as well, as it scored a final score of 14, accomplished through 12 and plus 12 of the story and plus 2 to gameplay. Netting with the 7 sessions, it ended us on a positive on average of about 2 per session. And Final Fantasy IX scored the highest of the whole marathon at 256, accomplished through a plus 154 to story and plus 102 to gameplay. Hey, with 9 sessions to its name, that left us with a positive on average of about 28.4 positives per session. Now for one of the ones that people are literally going to kill me for. Final Fantasy X achieved a final score of negative 24, accomplished through a plus 4 to gameplay and a net negative 28. Plus 4 to story and a net negative 28 to gameplay. Oh, God, I wish I was more positive to you, FF10. And with a session count of 6 for just specifically Final Fantasy X alone, that left Final Fantasy X with an average negative score on negative on average of about 4 per session. Final Fantasy 10-2, Final Fantasy X-2 did fare reasonably better. Plus 39 achieved through plus 34 to story and plus 38 to gameplay. Okay. With a session count of only 3 for 10-2 alone, that left it with a positive on average of about 13 per session. And I need to sidestep copy wrong. So, to reiterate, a plus 13 positives per session for Final Fantasy X-2, just in case I have to do some VOD muting. Final Fantasy XII achieved plus 79 through plus 72 to story and 7 to gameplay. Hey, with a session count of 8, that left us with just under 10 in positives per session. Then there's this one, Final Fantasy XIII, which left us with which ended with a net negative 142, accomplished through a negative 57 to story and negative 85 to gameplay. Ouch. With 12 sessions, that left us with 11.8 negatives per session. 13-2 fared a lot better, as it only scored net negative 16. Achieved through a net negative 9 to story and net negative 7 to gameplay. Hey, with 8 sessions, that left us with an average of 2 negatives per session. So, faring much, much, much better. Oh, come on. Don't crap out on me now, Pen. God, such a stark dip there. Alright. Oh, but then there's Lightning Returns. Earns, which scored net negative 194. Achieved through net negative 90. It is 90 to story and net negative 104 to gameplay. Hey, with 6 sessions, that left us with a negative on average of about 32 1/3 per session. oof. Just oof. But that's not as bad as the true champion of garbage. Garbage, which did even worse on the story, Type 0. Negative 196 achieved through net negative 94 to story and net negative 102 to gameplay. Oh god, that sucked. With a session count of 4, that left us with a negative on average of 49 negatives per session. Oh god. Yeah, I didn't like 12's gameplay, but it's still much better than Type 0, I'll say that much. Oof. Or Lightning Returns, both had really bad gameplay. I didn't much care for 12's gameplay, you're right, but it was what it was. Final Fantasy 15, unfortunately, did not work out very well, as it only scored 1+1. Achieved through a +8 to story and a net negative 7 to gameplay. Speaking of not liking the gameplay. With 7 sessions, that left us with a positive on average of 1 positive every 7 sessions. Ouch. This is why averages aren't everything, by the way. Stranger of Paradise. Ace. Our Dark Souls game for the evening. It scored net negative 5. I've basically about 1 negative per session. As it achieved net negative 5 through net negative 11 to story and net +6 to gameplay. That one admittedly surprised the hell out of me. And then there's the soul-draining bullshit of Final Fantasy 16, which scored 37, achieved through +18 to story and +19 to gameplay. Oh god. With an inflated as fuck session count of 12, that left us with a positive on average of about 3 positives per session. I am shocked I was that kind. Next, Final Fantasy VII, the original, in our audit. It did much better, even better than it did in the original run, scoring 243, achieved through +107 to story and 136 to gameplay. Yes, I stand behind that, and yes, I do stand behind that statement. Final Fantasy VII has the best gameplay in the franchise. The original Final Fantasy VII has the best gameplay in the franchise. I will stand behind that statement. Now, that's a statement I don't think very many people are going to come after me for, to be honest with you. Oh. You know what? I'll do that later. And I actually don't need this anymore. Which means I also don't need that anymore. There we go. Let's review. Interesting statement. In Draxor. You know, I like dissenting opinions. I disagree, obviously, but, you know, fair. And then poor Dirge of Cerberus scored net negative 14. This was accomplished through a net negative 3 to story and a net negative 11 to gameplay. With only 2 sessions, Dirge of Cerberus left us with the negative on average of about 7 negatives per session. Oh, poor Crisis Core. Only scoring plus 36 through plus 11 to story and plus 25 to gameplay. Oof. 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 With 7 sessions, that left us with about 5 positives per session. And then there's Remake. Remake. It ended with... And then there's Remake, which ended with its plus 113, accomplished through 95 to story and plus 18 to gameplay. Still faring a lot better than its sequel did. With a session count of 12, that left us with a positive on average of about 9.42 positives per session. And finally, I guess I shouldn't have closed my browser. Because there's one more set of numbers I need to give you. There's one more set of numbers I need to give you, and that's Rebirth's numbers. Plus 65, achieved through plus 75 to story, and negative 10 to gameplay. Hey, with a session count of 19... With a session count of 19, that left us with a positive on average of about 3.42 positives per session. Still positive, just not as positive as it could be. There you go. Alright, so let's hand out some Excalibur and Excalibur awards, shall we? Now, obviously, I'm not going to do so for Final Fantasies 1 through 3, because there are no characters in Final Fantasies 1 through 3. So let's start with Final Fantasy 4, shall we? Let's start with Final Fantasy 4, shall we? Excalibur Award for the best party member of Final Fantasy 4, my opinion. Well, I guess I should have some visual aids here. Here, that'll help. So, Final Fantasy 4, or I will give the Excalibur Award for best party member to Cecil. His growth was excellent. Excellent. There was great gameplay story integration with him, and he was just kind of awesome in general. Excalibur Award for worst party member easily goes to Edward. I hate myself for saying that, but as a party member, yeah, Edge kind of proved himself more worthy of being a party member than Edward did. Sorry, buddy. I'll give the Golden Masamune for best villain to Golbez. Enough said, really. It's Golbez. Of course I'm going to give him the Excalibur Award, especially considering he had the balls to be voiced by Gilead Osborne. Broken Shambhala for worst villain will go to the Dark Elf, Astos. Because fuck his cave. Just straight up fuck his cave. Oof. Anyways. Scarlet Blaze Award for best waifu. If you consider Rydia Squick, Rosa. If you don't, Rydia. Because she's awesome. Adult Rydia, to be blunt. You know? Because, yeah. And I will not give a Crimson Flower Award for worst waifu, because there aren't really any waifus in there. Husbando, on the other hand, well, I'll go ahead and give the J Dragoon for best Husbando award to Kane. Do I even need to explain why? His arc was awesome, and frankly, he really did work in every single way that the Toothless Lion winner, Edge, zagged. There's a reason that in my setting, Rydia marries marries Kane. It marries Kane, not Edge. Yeah. Yeah. Then we have After Years, which, yeah, I didn't like After Years, obviously. Let's see. Excalibur Award for Best... and for Best Party Member. I actually have to think about this for a second. Because gameplay-wise, there was a lot of good choices. But I think I'm going to give it to Golbez. I think Golbez was just the funnest character to play as in the entire game. And it really worked. Excalibur Award for Worst Party Member. Yeah, I think I'm going to get it to Palamaporum. Orum for the most part. Most of the characters are just unmemorable from a standpoint. And from a creative standpoint. And it just... It kind of sucks, if I'm honest. You know? Oh, hang on. Is this who I'm thinking of? Yes, okay. This is who I'm thinking of. That can go away. Who are 4 members? Okay. There we go. So, I'll just have that up. So, hint. So, yeah, worst party member, yeah. I gotta go with Palamaporum on that one. Yeah. Mostly because they just weren't that interesting to play as. I am not giving a Golden Masamune to any villain from this thing, because every villain in this thing is absolute dog shit. Even though it's literally just the creator and the mysterious girl. The mysterious girls. I'm not I'm not insulting Dead Meat by dignifying it with my Dead Meat inspired wars. Fuck this game's villains. Fuck this game's story. I'll give the Scarlet Blaze Award for Best Waifu to Izayoi, right? As I honestly feel she was actually awesome. And Crimson Flower. Oh fuck! What was her name? Hang on. I gotta look up what the hell her name was. That was it. Lenora. It gets the Crimson Flower Award. Because I just really did not like Lenora. I felt she got in the way a little too often, you know? J Dragoon for Best Husbando. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, Edge, you definitely improved. Holy crap, did you improve. But Kane became a Holy Dragoon. Come on. I have to give it to him. I'm sorry, Edge. You really did improve, but... Holy Dragoon, you know? Toothless Lion for Worst Husbando goes to Cecil for being a fucking moron in every scene he was in. Like, pretty much universally across the board. Every scene Cecil was in, he was a goddamn moron. And that sucked. Toothless Lion and him. Now, I already did Final Fantasy V, oddly enough, but I think I will go ahead and reiterate for the record. Eckert. Oh, God. So we're dinging the DLC immediately. Great. Excuse me. So, to reiterate, Excalibur Award for Best Party Member goes to all 5 of Final Fantasy V's cast. They are all amazing. It is a no Excalibur Award to give out this time. Right. And I'm going to skip. I'm also going to skip the waifu and husbando lists because. You know what? No, I'm not going to. But I will say there are no Crimson Flowers and there are no Toothless Lions. Hence, I will give the Golden Masamune for Best Villain to the theatricality of Exdeath. Broken Shambhala for Worst Villain. Does not exist. Hist. What do you want from me? There's so few characters in Final Fantasy V. It's actually one of the things that's awesome. Jade Dragoon. Scarlet Blaze Award for Best Waifu. Ferris. I loved Ferris. And her journey was awesome. And the Jade Dragoon for Best Husbando goes to Galuf. I gotta give it to Galuf. Galuf is awesome, and the entirety of that game, yes. Moving on to Final Fantasy VI now. This is gonna be hard, so give me a minute on this one. Excalibur Award for Best Party Member. Damn it! You're making me pull teeth, because there's so many good options to pick from. Like I said, this is like pulling teeth. God damn it. Okay. I'll say Edgar. I'll go ahead and do it this way because I have a Jade Dragoon pick, and for a silly reason. I'll go with Edgar. Edgar was awesome. He was really, really fun. He was fun to play as. He was an awesome character. All of the yes. Excalibur Award for Worst Party Member. This one's stupidly easy. Gao. I'm sorry, Gao. Your rages just suck. They do. Golden Masamune for Best Villain. Do I even need to say it? It's Kefka. Duh. And Broken Shambhala for Worst Villain. That actually goes to Gestalt. You probably expected me to say Ultros, but no, Gestalt should have been a much bigger deal than he was, and he was just pathetic, lame, and got his ass kicked by Kefka in seconds. No. God. Scarlet Blaze Award for Best Waifu. I gotta go with Terra. Terra has always been my pick for Best Waifu in the entire thing. Yeah. Just straight up yes. All of the yes, you know? I am actually not going to give Crimson Flower Award here either. I don't think there's any female characters that kind of pissed me off, so there you go. Jade Dragoon for Best Husbando. Hendo, Sabin. And yes, my reason is very, 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 very silly. Suplexing the train. And getting a sub from Beach, which does not have the alert sounding? Oh well. Regardless, thank you very much, Beach. I assume you want that towards Elden Ring, but regardless, I am thankful. Thank you very much. I don't need the calculator anymore. And yes. Oh, the sound went through for everybody but me? Ha! That's funny. Oh, you know what it probably is? Okay, hang on. Let me see something. Really? Huh. That was supposed to... Weird. Oh, well, whatever. I'm not too worried about it. As long as I see it, we're good. I'm not too worried about it. So, yes, I will jot that down for Elden Ring, which is now halfway funded. Thank you again, BJ. Okay. Now, where was I? Oh, yeah. Sabin, suplexing the train. That gives him the Jade Dragoon for Best Husbando award. Toothless Lion for Worst Husbando. I gotta think on this front. What was that dipshit's name when Sabin joined us? That's actually a good question. Vargas, that was it. Yeah, Toothless Lion and for Worst Husbando goes to Vargas. Arrogant prick, in your typical, well, I was snubbed, yet you were going to get it anyway kind of story. So yeah, no. To hell with that crap. You know? Yeah. Next up, Final Fantasy VII. Which is a lot smaller than it should be. Let's increase that size. Obviously, we're talking the audit this time. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII, the original. Excalibur Award for Best Party Member. Ember has a really cool song from a different RPG plays. That's actually kind of funny. Best party member for Final Fantasy VII. Ooh, that is a good question. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and just default to Cloud. I think Cloud was actually awesome in the original, and yeah, he was really, really good. Excalibur for worst party member, Cait Sith. I don't even need to think about that. Cait Sith was terrible from a gameplay perspective and could just go die in a fire. There with how bad it was. How bad he was as a party member. Golden Masamune for best villain. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say Sephiroth because duh, right? I could go ahead and default to Sephiroth, but no, that's Hojo in the original for me, actually. So no, I changed my answer to Hojo. Hojo is the best villain in Final Fantasy VII because of how delectably evil he is in every single in every single way, shape, or form. So yes, all of the yes as to him being the best villain. Broken Shambhala for worst villain is a tie between Heidegger and Scarlet in the original because, god damn it, they're so fucking dumb. Ugh. Scarlet Blaze Award for best waifu, Aerith. I've always been partial to Aerith. Really, really nice. In the original FF7, the Crimson Flower Award goes to Yuffie because, ew. just ew in every regard there. Jade Dragoon for best husbando. That'll go to Barrett because I actually like his development, especially in the original FF7. So there you go. Toothless Lion Award for worst husbando, though, that goes to Sid because, well, questionable. because of the questionable nature of things in regards to him. So there you go. Next up, do I even bother with Dirge? I guess I might as well bother with Dirge. Shouldn't I? Yeah, all right. Let's bother with Dirge. As soon as I find it, damn it. There it is. Dirge of Cerberus. There is no Excalibur award this time because you only play as one party member, really. And no, the case it doesn't count. I mean, I guess if you wanted to pull a technically on me and say that, I mean, then it's stupidly easy who the Excalibur and Excalibur award goes to, respectfully. It's literally Vincent is Excalibur best, Cait Sith is Excalibur worst. Actually, I guess that's fitting, isn't it? Final in Golden Masamune for best villain does not exist because Dirge of Cerberus' villains are fucking terrible, which means worst villain goes to all of them. I could default to Hojo, but at the same time that almost feels pathetic, so no, I'm not even gonna bother. Scarlet Blaze award for best waifu does not exist because all the waifus in this game are fucking terrible. But the Crimson Flower award for worst waifu is Lucrezia. Just everything to do with Lucrezia sucks in Dirge of Cerberus, and it's just, oh my god, why? Jade Dragoon for best husbando, again, doesn't really exist because too many of the characters just do not work in any capacity. And I will go ahead and give the Toothless Lion award for worst husbando to Azul of the Soviets for just being stupidly boring as Vincent's rival. Next up, we'll cover this one, and then we'll do the remakes and stuff at the end. Remake and rebirth at the end. So next up is Crisis Core. As soon as I find it, there it is. Crisis Core. Again, exact same deal. There is no different party members, so we are going to just leave that at the wayside. I guess I could say best Limit Break goes to... Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Best Excalibur award will be for best Limit Break character in this one, which is weird, but hey, a Digital Mind Wave, right? That goes to Aerith. Invincibility, awesome, yes, there you go. Excalibur award for worst Digital Mind Wave goes to... It goes to... I'll say Angeal just because I really didn't think he was that interesting at all. So there you go. Golden Masamune for best villain. None. The villains did not really work all that well. I mean, I suppose you could say, you know, maybe Wutai, but that's pulling it technically, and no. Broken Shambhala for worst villain, that goes to Genesis. And Genesis. Oh god, what the hell did they do to you, Genesis? Genesis, you poor douche. Ugh. Sucky. Final Fantasy VIII now. No. Final Fantasy VIII. It's best party member, as I have the thumbnail block me. Final Fantasy VIII's best party member. I will give that to Rinoa. Do I want to go Rinoa for party member, or do I want to go waifu with her? Yeah, I'm gonna go waifu for her, so actually I will go ahead and give it to Squall. I know everybody claims he's emo, but that's bullshit. Bullshit. Squall is awesome, screw you. I know a lot of people want me to say Laguna, but, hold that thought. Excalibur Award for Worst Party Member goes to Irving. I don't think I need to explain why the womanizing sack of garbage is the Excalibur Award. I'll give the Golden Masamune for best villain to the Ultimecia possessed Idea, because when Ultimecia was possessing Idea, apparently Ultimecia was actually kind of interesting. Which reversely has us give the Broken Shambhala to full-on Ultimecia, who really, really isn't that interesting of a villain. At all. When we see her in her full thing, she's just speaking in K's. He's kiss all C's with K's because I played way too much fucking Mortal Kombat over the insert however many years. God. Ugh. Scarlet Blaze Award for Best Waifu. Waifu, Rinoa. Need I say more? I could have picked any of the 3 party members, but honestly, everything to do with it just worked in every single way, and I loved it. Crimson Flower Award for Worst Waifu goes to Rain. I've never liked Rain, admittedly, and yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Screw her. Screw her so hard. And not in the way Laguna wants to. That, depending on if you believe fan theories, produced Squall. Speaking of Laguna, I am giving the Jade Dragoon for Best Husbando to him. Because, duh, of course Laguna is the best husbando. Are you kidding me? Toothless Lion Award for Worst Husbando unfortunately goes to Zypher because the writing with him was just insipid. Yeah. Next up, Final Fantasy IX. My personal favorite entry in the series. Let's not waste any time. Excalibur Award for Best Party Member. In my opinion, absolutely goes to Vivi. There's just something very engaging about Vivi's character, and frankly, I think he is consistently in the party enough that I think he's actually really useful throughout the entire game. So, yes, Vivi is awesome. Excalibur Award goes to the one that everybody keeps saying is awesome, and I can't disagree more. Fuck you, Steiner. You're the Excalibur Award. Golden Masamune for Best Villain, Kuja. I mean, come on, theatricality. Yeah. Broken Shambhala for Worst Villain, Queen Braun. The pathos with her when she died was fucking stupid. And I will stand behind that statement until my dying breath. Scarlet Blaze Award for Best Waifu, Garnet. Do I even need to say it? Crimson Flower for Worst Waifu, Beatrix. I'm sorry. Beatrix could have been an interesting character, but she just wasn't, and her turn to good was just a switch flip. Fucking hell, you know? I'll give the Jade Dragoon for Best Husbando of FF9. Ooh, that's a good question. Who do I give that to? You know what? No, cock it. I know who to give that to. Zidane. Because he's awesome. Enough said. He is awesome to the max. Toothless Lion Award for Worst Husbando. Ooh, that's a good question. What male character did I really not like? Actually, oh god, rewind to the Broken Shambhala. Necron. Well, yeah, you know what? No, actually, I'll stick to Queen Braun on the Necron, actually. Toothless Lion for worst husbando. Ooh, that's a good question. Shit. Worst husbando. Oof. Okay, hang on. I gotta look something up. Give me a second. Oh, okay. I'll stick to Beatrix for that. Well, I gotta look up the characters to see who I'm picking here. I could go with Baku. He did actually piss me off a lot. But well, I guess I can collectively give it to Zorn and Thorn. And considering those two really fucking suck. They are dudes, right? Yes, male. Male. So there you go. Zorn and Thorn earn worst husbando. There you go. Freya husbando? You know she's a woman, right, Beach? So that would be Scarlet Blaze. Or do you mean, what's his name? Oh, fuck. Now I gotta look it up. Hang on. Freya. Fratley, that was it. Fratley. No, I hate Zorn and Thorn more, so they get it. Honestly. Yeah. No, yeah, for Toothless Lion, yeah, I can kind of see that, but Zorn and Thorn just pissed me off way fucking more. So there you go. So there's that. Okay, now moving on to Final Fantasy X. So Final Fantasy X, best party member. Do I even need to say it? Auron. He's the best party member, hands down. Worst party member, that goes to Kimahri. He was just consistently terrible in every respect, gameplay-wise, and it sucked. Ugh. Golden Masamune. Hornless, this gets Excalibur. Yeah. Okay, I will give the Golden Masamune to Yunalesca. Best villain in the whole game, hands down, don't at me. Broken Shambhala for worst villain, do I even need to say it? Fucking Seymour. Why the hell do people like Seymour? He is blatantly evil, and it fucking pisses me off that nobody fucking sees that he's evil in universe. It makes the people of Spira morons! Including the party, I might add. Anyways, Scarlet Blaze Award for Best Waifu. Do I want to go with... And do I want to go with... And do I want to go with... It's Lulu for this, or do I want to go with Yuna for this? It's one of the two. Ew, it's either Yuna or Lulu, because I like Yuna's development, admittedly, and admittedly there is one line that kind of makes me go, you know what, I'm leaning towards Yuna. Yeah, I know you'd pick Lulu. Hulu, I mean, let's face it, Beej, you like your motorboats. Notes, but... No. Oh. I'm sorry, but, like, her idiocy really frickin' dragged on me, so I'm going with Yuna. She will not save the world with false hope. Yeah, that too. It doesn't help. That doesn't help. But yeah, I'm going with Yuna for Scarlet Blaze. Crimson Flower, on the other hand, for worst waifu, goes to Donna. Fuck that bitch. She needs to go die in a fire. No question. Just ugh. Jade Dragoon for best husbando. Okay. Let me think about this for a second. Okay. Hear me out. Note on this one. Yeah, well, then she went and banged the fucking zealot bastard, so, no. Sorry, she lost all points with me. Hey, Beej, I'm sorry. 10-2 screws over Lulu in 10-1. And I would lean more towards Yuna as I said, I'm leaning more towards Yuna anyway. But anyways, now, as for the Jade Dragoon for best husbando, hear me out, because this is going to sound weird. Tidus. I'm just gonna let that simmer for a minute. Because I'm curious about the reaction to that. Jade Dragoon, best husbando, Tidus. Now, keep in mind... Too whiny. Fair, Raxor. But keep in mind, it would be Auron if I didn't pick Auron for best party member. Because I do think Auron is back. It is the best party member, right? I said it before and I'll say it again. It's Yuna's story, not his. But yeah, I honestly, okay. Here's the thing. This playthrough actually made me appreciate Tidus. Does he go over the top and get whiny? Yes, but that's when the story shoots itself in the dick. And yes, I said that specifically. The story shot itself in the dick with the fucking reveal of the true nature of the pilgrimage. It didn't just shoot itself in the foot, it blasted its groin. It fucking angered me so goddamn much. And that's the only time I would argue he really went that over the top. Up in terms of whiny. She is. I'll give you that. That when you know what you're doing with her, she's awesome. When you don't, she kind of sucks. Which I know kind of is par for the course, but that's also why I didn't consider her for worst, you know? But yeah, no, I think Tidus grew on me over time. Who did not grow on me over time is Wakka. Fitting song. I just wanted to strangle Waka this playthrough. Well, I softened on Tidus. And I did. I softened on Tidus very, very much. Waka, on the other hand, I hardened hard on. And I already fucking hated him. He was already one of, if not my most, well, second most hated, thanks to Hope, Open 13, second most hated fucking character in all of Final Fantasy. And to be blunt with you, I'm actually still debating whether or not Waka is my most hated. If I am debating whether or not 13-1 Hope has been dethroned. Owned. And yes, it is that fucking line. The infamous line. Happy Festival Fireworks. Yeah. Moving on. So that's Final Fantasy X. 10-2. Now, Bender saying it, that honestly would track, because you could see Bender pulling that kind of crap. Because Bender is not a good person. Waka is supposed to be a good person. When it's the equivalent of a villain saying it, it makes sense. When it's a supposed hero saying that, it's stupid, you know? Oh, God. Anyways. But anyways, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get some... I need to get some more data, actually, so give me a moment. So, I'm gonna be here a second. Give me a bit. Okay. Oh, whoops. And whoops on that. That's right. And then... Oh, man, this is... Just going over these numbers is just... Yeesh. Okay, 18. And that one was negative 10. Alright. Okay. Sorry, I'm needing to get some numbers down because I want to give series totals, obviously. All right. Sorry about that. I needed a break after the Happy Festival fireworks thing anyway. So, 10-2. Excalibur Award for Best Party Member. Yuna. I'll go ahead and say Yuna for Best Party Member because I want to put Pain as the Scarlet Blaze. Because, yeah, of course I want to do that. Yuna is awesome. I love her. I love her development. I love her storyline. Awesome. Excalibur Award for Worst Party Member. I'm sorry, Riku, but this time you kind of sucked, and that's got more to do with your character rather than your actual gameplay. Sorry. Golden Masamune for Best Villain. None. All the villains in this game suck. They suck. They all suck. Look, but the worst one among them, and the one that gets the broken Shambhala, is LeBlanc. And that's a copy wrong song. So let's shift over. Fucking LeBlanc. I hate LeBlanc so goddamn much. Screw LeBlanc. Scarlet Blaze Award for Best Waifu. Pain. I don't even think I need to explain. Yeah. Crimson Flower for Worst Waifu. Donna. I'm sorry, but you stopped being a bitch because as your guardian, the dude who was your guardian last game, put a baby in you. What? Or was it a baby or was it a ring? Ring on her finger. I forget. Regardless, she has a man now, and that mellows her right the fuck out. What? Jade Dragoon for Best Husbando. None of them. Straight up none of them. There is no Jade Dragoon this time. Toothless Lion for Worst Husbando goes to Shinra. I know a lot of people want me to pick Brother because ew, squick, but Brother's antics were very minimal. And only a couple of times. Shinra's, I'm just a kid, I'm just a kid, I'm just a kid, got so fucking grating. Brother is an idiot who thinks with his dick. Shinra is an arrogant little shit named after the big villain faction of Final Fantasy VII. Also, fuck that connection. Moving on. Final Fantasy XII. I don't think I need to. I'm not going to beat around the bush on this one. Party member. I'm going to go ahead and give that to who? Okay, that's a good question because I don't like to double dip on these. No, I shouldn't go with guests. I'll say Bosch because Bosch actually had a very interesting storyline, and considering you can make any character anything, I think it fits. It ultimately fits. So yeah, Bosch is my pick for best party member. Remember, my pick for worst party member goes to Penelo because seriously, what the fuck is she even doing here? Well, no, we'll give it to Vaughn. Vaughn will get the worst party member because both he and Penelo are literally there for no fucking reason other than to be audience surrogates, and that's fucking bullshit. It's stupid. Screw it. No. Just no. Hate it. So Penelo will get the Crimson Flower Award. The Golden Masamune for Best Villain. That will, of course, go to Vayne. I don't think I need to explain it. Vayne is awesome. Yes. Broken Shambhala for Worst Villain. Gabranth. Because honestly, there should have been more to Gabranth than there was, and it kind of sucked. I'll get there. We're getting there. Well, okay, you know what? Yeah, I'll go ahead and say Ash then for Excalibur. Because I do like Ash. I do. So there you go. Oh. Scarlet Blaze Award for Best Waifu. Fran. I don't know what it is about Fran, but I like Fran so much. And yes, I wanted to smack Vaughn when he asked her age. Smack. Smack and a smack and a smack and a smack. Yeah, fair enough. He was just kind of there for me, and I just kind of shrugged. He wasn't a bad villain by any stretch, but he was definitely the weakest, in my opinion. Then, so yeah, Scarlet Blaze is Fran. Crimson Flower, Penelo. Fuck Penelo. Hello. She sucked. She had no reason to be there, and she was literally just there as a I want to bang Vaughn. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. So yeah, Scarlet, Crimson Flower, Penelo, Bluck. Jade Dragoon. Do I even need to say his name? Balthier, the leading man. And yes, it is my blunt opinion that this story's main characters are Ash and Balthier. Yes. Those are the two main characters. Absolutely. Balthier is awesome, and I love him. And yes, all of the yes with Balthier. And I love that he made cameos in other games. Hell yeah. Toothless Lion for worst husbando. This one I'm going to have... If I'm not double dipping, I need to think about this one for a second. He is the leading man. Absolutely. Now, who's the worst husbando in the game? Help me out, guys. Who would you say is... would you say there is a Toothless Lion? Because I'm honestly kind of drawing a blank, because a lot of interesting characters were in 12. You know what? Let me consult my notes. Let's consult my notes. What do we got here? Okay, what do we got? Vaughn. Wow, I really didn't hate on any other characters. It was literally just Vaughn and Penelo. I'm gonna say yeah, no Toothless Lion. Because again, Vaughn gets worst party member, so there you go. Yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. Now let's move on to the 13s. You know, I don't even want to do an Excalibur award, but I'm gonna do it. Lightning is at her most interesting and gets the Excalibur award for 13-1. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. 13-1, yes. There it is. And worst party member, that's Hope. Hands down. Irritating, stupid, and drives me up a goddamn fucking wall. Oh. I'm not giving the Golden Masamune to any of the 13's villains because they all fucking suck. With Bartendolus getting the frickin' Broken Shambhala award for worst villain because fuck that piece of shit, and it's bullshit. Scarlet Blaze award for best waifu. I'll go ahead and say Fang, even though she kind of pissed me off, but that's mostly just because, again, the writing let her down more than anything. And to be fair, there's not a huge pool, to be blunt. Crimson Flower for worst waifu. Ugh, God, that goes to Jill Ilnabat. Seriously. She could not be more of a simp for Bartendolus if she tried. Jade Dragoon for best husbando. You know, I know a lot of people really freaking hate on him, but I actually kind of like Snow, weirdly enough. He grew on me as time went on. You know? Actually, that's a good question. Did I give him positives or negatives? Because I could have sworn I gave him actually a positive, now that I'm thinking about it. Let's take a look, shall we? Yeah, Troy Baker, as much as I do feel he's kind of an overhyped voice actor, yeah, I actually kind of like that. Yeah, I gave Snow a positive and literally said, despite that, most of that resting on Troy Baker, I do think he's a well fleshed out character. So yes, there you go. Oh. Toothless Lion for worst husbando. That'll go to, what the fuck was his name? What was that dipshit's name? Well, I'll risk Amelie's version of this one. Roche gets the Toothless Lion award because screw that piece of shit. Next up, 13-2. 13-2. Excalibur award for best party member. Yeah, that'll go ahead and go to Sarah. I know, but it's nothing but lightning. To be honest with you, though, I'm not gonna give an Excalibur award because I actually do like Noel's development, if I may be so bold. There is no Golden Masamune this time because seriously, no. Especially considering the only real villains here are Yule and Caius, who are both the fricking Broken Shambhala because they suck like as villains. Scarlet Blaze Award for Best Waifu. No. Just no. Everything. I wanted to say Alyssa at first, but no. The more I thought about it, the more it was just like, just doesn't work. Especially with her supposedly being a Caius stooge, which just didn't work. It just did not work. And I need to go check something, so I'll be right back. Anywho, where was I? Okay. I mean, where was I now? Right. Scarlet Blaze, there are none. And no waifus that I felt were engaging. And I already gave both Yule and Caius as the Broken Shambhala, so it's redundant. Next up, then the Jade Dragoon, on the other hand, weirdly enough, Hope. Because Hope is actually awesome in 13-2. And then they ruined his freaking character in Lightning Returns, but we'll get there in a minute. We'll get there in a bit. So, there's that. But yeah. So yeah, 13-2 Hope is the Jade Dragoon. Toothless Lion? Good question, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Who would I give the Toothless Lion award to? Oh, from 10 or 13-2? I don't know, honestly. I don't think there is any other ones. I mean, maybe Godot for being a bit of a dick to Noel at the beginning. But that almost feels petty. So, yeah. No Toothless Lion award. Next up, Lightning Returns. I will go ahead and say that I won't give any Excalibur awards, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. No interesting villains in this one. And Broken Shambhala goes to Buenavels for being a pain in my fucking ass. Yes. Scarlet Blaze does not exist because none of the waifus in here are interesting. Lumina gets the Crimson Flower Award for being a fucking inconsistent pain in my ass. Yes. No husbandos, and no husbandos worth a fucking damn. Him, except maybe Snow, and yeah, no. And I will also give Noel the frickin' Toothless Lion because of the character assassination in general. And I will not dignify Type 0 with these awards, so screw that. Alright, we are almost done now. And we're almost done here, people. There's just one more thing left to do. One more bit of data I need to gather, and then we're good. Good. All right. So give me a moment here as I jot all this down. $21, $251. $14,256. $24.39, as in plus 39. $79. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27? Ooh, I did screw up on that. Okay, hang on. One of the 12s needs to be taken out. Alright, there we go. Okay, now back to this. 79, yeah. That's 142. That's 16. Minus 194. Minus 196. One minus 5. $37,243. Minus 14 and 36. $113 and 65. There we go. Now I finally have those all the numbers. So let's rank these, shall we? I have them in the rank order, so we are going to go ahead and just discuss each one as we go and rank them. Then I'll give you the series totals at the end, and we'll go from there. So, obviously, starting at the bottom, which, yeah. Give me a second here. All right, so so um, hang on. Wait a minute, hang on. Let me make sure that these are right. Give me a second. All right, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25. There should be 25. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay, I added an extra one somewhere there. Give me a second. 17. I skipped that over. Okay. Oh, both of the 12s aren't supposed to be there. Okay. All right. Then I need gameplay now. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 26, 27. There's 2. Okay. So 29 and a minus 13 right beside each other. How about a minus 9 and a 48? Okay. 93 and a minus 48. God damn it. $63, 107, 2, 102, 28, 28, 5. And skips down to the 7. Okay. Negative 85 and then minus 7. Oh, 4, yeah. Oh, 2. Oh, 4 and then followed by 102, yeah. Negative 7, yeah. Plus 6. Yeah. 16, yeah. 19, 136. 11, minus 11, yeah. 25. 15, minus 10. Okay. 6, 7, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 6, 7. Huh. Where did I go? Where am I going wrong here? Okay, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 25. Yeah, that should only be 25. So what the hell am I screwing up on? Okay. 43, 20, negative 15, 25, negative 16. Ugh. Oh my god. 16 minus 35, 63, 107, 2, 106. Oh, where'd this 107 come from? That's not supposed to be there. Minus 28 and 5. Move. 7. Negative 85, negative 7. Negative 104. Negative 102. Yep. Minus 7. Yep. Then plus 6. Yep. 19. 36 minus 11. Or 136 minus 11. 25. 18 and negative 10. Alright. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Yes, that's right. 26 because as that was plus the 20 because the 25. I'm making sure of that, Rex, or just give me a second here. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24, 25. I'm missing one from here. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay. Alright. 45, 3, 14. In minus 4. 53 minus 26. 58, 144. 12, 154. Yep. 4, 34. Then I removed both of those. 72. Yep. Then minus 57, minus 9. 7 minus 9. Okay. Minus 90. Okay. Then minus 94. Yep. 8. Yeah, I got the 8. Minus 11. Got that. 18. 107. Yep. Negative 3. Yeah. 11. Yep. 95. 75. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 5. What could I possibly be missing then? Okay. Okay. Hang on. I'm going to do this a different way. Give me a second. Obviously, I'm not going to save this, but... Because I think I screwed up on gameplay. On the gameplay recorder, on the gameplay jotting down. So, let's go under the assumption that I got story finished and check this again. 4320, negative 15, negative 25, negative 16, negative 35, negative 63, 107, 2. I did. There's an extra 2. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, there we go. Figured it out. Figured it out. Do not save. Okay, there. Sorry about that, guys. Now let's get to the ranking. At the bottom, at number 25, Type 0. This, I'll probably edit the VOD so that way there's a huge chunk cut, so there isn't that giant dead space. I'll spare YouTube the crap of the live feed. So if there was a dissolve transition, that's why. Hey, that's to spare you, YouTube. Hope you're happy. Anyways. What was I saying? Hey, Type 0. Right. So, this was a PSP game that was badly ported and was not a very good PSP game to begin with. Its mission structure was insipid. Its story was absolutely garbage. And its gameplay was is neck and neck with 13. With Lightning Returns for my pick for the worst freaking gameplay in the whole series. It really does say something when the overall score, or between this and Lightning Return and the next entry, Lightning Returns, is so bloody neck and neck. Literally a 2-point difference separating the bottom two. That's disgusting. Speaking of the second worst game I've ever covered, Lightning Returns. Oh god, this one sucked. This sucked. This absolutely sucked. This one absolutely sucked. I hated it. Lightning's character is trashed on, and the storyline is awful. Ugh. And yeah, this one I didn't even fucking finish. I'll give Type 0 credit, at least I finished that fucker. I will never touch this piece of shit again. And because the final battle was literally the final hurdle, and I hated it. To hell with this game, to hell with its garbage, and to hell with the people that like treating Lightning like a fucking sex doll. Well, dress-up doll, but you get my point. Number 23, 13-1. I don't think I need to explain this one either. 13-1 is bad. It's not as bad as, say, Lightning Returns, but Jesus, did I hate this one. But Jesus, did I hate this one. And Lightning, the storyline is insipid. The characters are awful. Full. This is seriously the worst party I have ever encountered in all of Final Fantasy, if not all of RPGs ever. Ever. They are insufferable. They're whiny. They're fucking paint thinner guzzling dipshits, and with very few exceptions, they're that engaging as characters either. In the whole trilogy, really, but Jesus, I hated 13-1 so much. Ugh. Moving on. Next. After Years. Oh God, where the hell? Number 20? Number 22. After Years. Oh God, where the fuck do I even begin with this game? Oh God. Character assassinations constantly. The villains are Mary Sue's. And this is a bad way to inject sci-fi into your fantasy. All life on the FF4 world came from aliens. Fuck you. Who hated this one so goddamn much. And it's funny because I actually have different problems than the problems everybody else brings up. Everybody says that Theodore, Cecil's son, is an insipid piece of shit, but or whiny or arrogant or whatever. But no, it's his fucking trainers that are the assholes. He's just there. And never mind the fact that Cecil is one of the biggest morons in the entire... is so stupid here that it doesn't even fucking fuck After Years. I deleted this thing off of my computer for a good fucking reason. And it is never coming back. Oof. But that is where we are done ranting. We are done with the ranting. Well, no, I'm wrong. One more, and then we're done with the ranting. Because next up is my pick for the most overrated Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy III is the absolute worst classic Final Fantasy ever. If the pre-7 era, this is the worst Final Fantasy by far. It didn't quite reach rant view status, but it sucked. I've heard nothing but positive things to say about it. I've heard people say this one's really good, Rax, or but, fair, Honestly, though, as much as Final Fantasy... I'll chance this one. As much as Final Fantasy, say, Final Fantasy X has more people praising it up and down, I'll grant you... Well, no, I've actually heard people defend specifically this version. I mean, Final Fantasy VI at one point was my pick for really overrated crap. But I actually don't mind this. This game, just to get back to Final Fantasy III, I just hate Final Fantasy III. It sucked. There was so much bad design on display that it just drove me insane. And that entire fucking outro was just garbage. Autosaves are the only reason I beat this goddamn thing. If you're gonna play this piece of shit, play the Pixel Remaster. That's all I gotta say to that. God. Yeah. And arguably it's worse, Raxor. That's the stupid part. So, what was that? 25, 24, 23, 22, 20... That was 21. 21, so that was 21st place. Now for the one that's going to rake me over, where the internet is going to rake me over the coals for placing it so low. Number 20. Final Fantasy X. I have softened on this story. Happy Festival Fireworks notwithstanding. I have softened immensely on this thing, but I've only gotten more harsh about the gameplay on this one. I don't understand why people like playing. I don't understand why people like it. I don't understand why people like playing this thing. I don't. I wish people freaking. Sorry, I'm saying this wrong. I wish I saw in Final Fantasy X what others did, because the combat system is really good. The boss design is actually pretty decent for the most part, but it's all of the side content that ruins this one, and then some. And that really sucks. But I can see why people like it. There is merit to this thing. I would argue that all 5 of the previous games that I have ranted about are infinitely worse than in Final Fantasy X. Even if I do overall feel that it's still kind of bad. Ignore the side content, and Final Fantasy X is an enjoyable game. I'll go ahead and say that. Now for the one that everybody's going to rake me over the coals for putting higher than Final Fantasy X. 13-2. Who? 13-2 is a game that I wish I liked more, honestly. Because I have been a staunch defender of this game for years. The Crystallarium is better. The combat is better. The overall game design is better. But ultimately what brings 13-2 down is its ending and its... well, it's kind of ridiculous nature. Time travel is something that is, unfortunately, something that can be easily botched. And unfortunately, I do have to agree that 13-2 does not stick the landing in terms of time travel. Plus, while I do feel there is enough for me to overlook the time travel, I can kind of understand why a lot of people just can't, because it's the one thing they can focus on. And yeah, if I have to be honest with myself, the time travel in 13-2 is not very good. And time travel in general was just a bad idea to add into the mix for Final Fantasy anyway. It didn't work in the original, and it sure as hell doesn't work in 13-2. Number 18, Dirge of Cerberus. Oh, I wanted to like Dirge of Cerberus more. But the problem is the villains suck. The gun combat is kind of bad unless you play with a mouse and keyboard. Though, credit where it's due, you can play with a mouse and keyboard, and that is actually awesome. So, kudos there, Dirge of Cerberus. Yes, you can actually plug in a mouse and keyboard into your PS2 and play this thing that way. Good stuff. But the problem here is that I feel like this is a game that, honestly, it should just have come to PC like years ago, but shrug. The story is bad, the characterization for Vincent is bad, and the game literally character assassinates Lucrezia. God damn it. Poor Vincent. He deserved a better game. Uh, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 18. Number 17, Stranger of Paradise. Of all the games I was not expecting to like, Stranger of Paradise was pretty up there. Stranger in Paradise is not bad. It is nowhere near bad. It is nowhere near bad, and frankly, I actually kind of find in Stranger in Paradise to be weirdly enjoyable. The story is bad, I will go ahead and say that. But honestly, this is probably the least offensive story Final Fantasy has put out in years, and that's impressive. You know? Because even Remake and Rebirth have some things that are just fucking really. Number 16, Final Fantasy II. I talked about in 13.2 how I am a staunch defender of 13.2. This is another one. This is another one that, in my opinion, is worthy of defending as well. Here's the thing about 13.2, okay? And here's the thing about 13.2, okay? 13.2 is a good game. It is a decent game, right? And I say the same for here. It is a net negative game, as is FF2, but honestly, I feel like the fan base has completely overblown, and I should probably skip this song. Oh, no, never mind. I thought it was a different song. Anyways, Final Fantasy II is often heralded as one of the worst games in the series, and frankly, it is often considered to be like bottom barrel, like bottom tier, right? Like bottom 5 at most. Most worst Final Fantasy lists that I've seen place this thing in the bottom 5, and I don't understand why. I do kind of understand a lot of what people hate about the FF2, but I feel like the fan base has overblown it because, oh god, I'd sooner play FF2 than, well, frankly, any of the games prior to it on this list is so far. You know? Wow, really? Is that accurate? Accurate? Did I actually do that? Hang on. Hold up. I did, didn't I? Hang on. Stranger Paradise, FF2. I did. Ha! And I forgot to put it here, so give me a second. Just got to correct something on the right. 8, then minus 7, which means 1. I don't remember what the session count was for 15. Seven. Okay. And nah. There we go. So the only ironic placement on the entire list is Final Fantasy 15. We are officially in the net positives now. But yes, coming in at number 15 is FF15. I will go ahead and say this. Worth a playthrough, but you don't need to rush to play this one. It's got good stuff. If there's some interesting game design, I just don't think it's that great of a game. I like the dynamic between the four main characters. It does not bug me that they're all male or dressed like they're in a boy band. I actually kind of like these characters. I like this story, and while certain beats can go straight to hell, I will admit it also has one of the more intriguing villains we've had in Final Fantasy for years. In fact, I would argue that prior to Ardyn from 15, the last time we had an actual interesting villain was Vayne in Final Fantasy 12. And I do have to credit that part. While I don't agree with the ending, I do think the ending was good as well. Yes, I agree there, Beach. Good stuff. Good stuff. Number 14. Final Fantasy VIII. This is another one that a lot of people kind of declare as one of the... I think it's safe to say that prior to Final Fantasy X, there is no other Final Fantasy in the history of ever, in all of pre-E10, that is more polarizing than Final Fantasy VIII. It was either you loved Final Fantasy VIII or you hated Final Fantasy VIII. I personally have always been an apologist for Final Fantasy VIII, mostly because I feel like there's some really good stuff on display. I like Rinoa. Quistis is awesome. Listen, I am actually a sucker for Zell and see some of myself in me. I admit the love for Laguna is a little overblown, but he's still an awesome character. This is a good game. It's just a better time when you're cheating your balls off, because there is a lot of grind in this one if you don't know what you're doing. Although if you do know what you're doing, this thing's a cakewalk. And then some. Number 13. God, that was too small. The original. What can I say about the original Final Fantasy I? It kicked off the franchise on a strong note, my opinion. It is still a replayable game to this day, and I would absolutely replay this game again, no question. Final Fantasy I is fun, it is engaging, and I absolutely loved spending going for 9 hours the first day of the marathon, and just beating Final Fantasy 1, excuse me. I loved beating Final Fantasy 1, and I will not apologize for loving Final Fantasy 1, even if I do think there are better Final Fantasies. Specifically, 12 of them. First up in that list at number 12 is Crisis Core. Okay, so I do admit Crisis Core has kind of gotten a little weak. It has been I don't think as highly of Crisis Core as I used to, but I still say Crisis Core is a damn good game, and the Reunion version definitely did actually warrant it. While I do say the story is way better told on the PSP version, I will say that I don't actually hate the Reunion port as much as the remaster as much as other people do. The gameplay was definitely improved over the PSP version, but I think the storytelling was just done better through the voice acting and voice direction over on the PSP. Still a good game, still recommended. Number 11, and this is where I have to remind you that these placements are only based upon the numbers and not actually my own personal enjoyment, because number 11 is Final Fantasy 16. Alright, I've said it a million times before. I will say it a few more times for posterity. This is a good game, but it can go die in a fire. I hate the dark storytelling on display with this one. And as Raxor just pointed out there, it's Depression Central. Jill gets shafted way too fucking much. I do like the dominant idea. There's so many cool ideas here, but it's wrapped in dark fantasy, and Final Fantasy should never go that dark. This is darkier and edgier. At least with Stranger of Paradise, they were trying to be tongue-in-cheek with it. Like, ooh, yes, we're gonna have the main character cussing because we're basically doing a parody of Final Fantasy. And see, it didn't work there either, admittedly, but at the very least, it wasn't just constantly hitting you with depression and irritation. Do you like a character? Well, guess what? More than likely, that character's gonna fucking die. Hey, because they literally had the best character in the whole fucking game die in this one, and I hated that so much. Even if that scene was actually decent. As I once again, for emphasis, good game. It just needs to go the fuck away already. Ugh. Next up, at number 10, the 3D version of Final Fantasy IV. Final Fantasy IV is a good game. It's a great game. I love it. Yes. All of the yes. The problem that I run into with this one, the problem that I run into with the 3D version is I don't think the gameplay is as strong on the 3D version. It kind of sucks on the 3D version. Now, maybe that's just because I've been spoiled on the Pixel remaster, which we'll get to. But, yeah, I kind of wish I liked the 3D version more than I do. But this is our lot in life. Still a good game, still worthy of the praise it gets. Number 9, 10-2. Speaking of games that I've defended, 10-2 is awesome, and I feel like people really need to stop seeing in the real emotion intro, the pop song at the beginning of the game, and dismissing it as trite garbage. Because if you get past that opening, there is a lot of really good storytelling, including the continuation of Yuna's arc in a great way. I absolutely adore the "I don't like your plan, it sucks" scene. Yuna's journey is amazing, and as long as you're paying attention, you can see her arc. Pain is awesome. There's a lot of really good tongue-in-cheek nature to it. This is a lighthearted romp of a Final Fantasy, and after the depression fest that was Final Fantasy X, with how much of a downer ending that was, of course they were gonna do something more lighthearted for the sequel. Because they knew that if they had just done another depressing ending, it would have fucking sucked. That too. Also, speaking of which, this is the best New Game Plus. This game has the best New Game Plus that Final Fantasy has ever had, and there are so many Final Fantasies that are begging for this kind of New Game Plus, including games that are going to be higher on this list. Good stuff. Number 8, Rebirth. I don't think I need to. Won't spend too much time because I just spent the past 19 sessions, going through this. I'll sum it up very carefully. I'll sum this up very distinctly and very carefully. And very carefully. Carefully, and it's also not helped that I forgot to plug it into my local spreadsheet, so give me a second. There we go. This is a good game. I really enjoy it. But the side content is a heavy ignore all of it. Even the World Intel stuff, for as good as it is, I liked my time with Rebirth. I didn't hate my time with Rebirth, but Rebirth really just didn't do it for me. I hate myself for saying it, but I have to be honest about it. So, there it is. Number 7. 12. This is for specifically the Zodiac Age version, and to be honest with you, I don't see the score being very much different on the original PS2 version as opposed to this version. Because this is a really good, really solid game. I don't like playing it, but this story is exquisite, and I will never not enjoy it. Great characters, great voice acting, great music. I honestly wish Ivalice hadn't been ruined by the Tactics Advanced games. I really, really wish that hadn't been a thing, because god damn it, Ivalice was such a cool setting. And then they botched it by making it a fucking children's storybook in the advanced games. But yeah, Final Fantasy XII, awesome game. Number 6, the Pixel Remaster of 4. This is my definitive Final Fantasy IV version, hands down. This is great stuff. I love this game. I still love this game. I still love the combat. I still love the story. That one scene with Cecil notwithstanding. I love this game so much. Yes, I eat it up every damn time. Good stuff. Absolutely good stuff. Love Final Fantasy IV. Yeah. Top 5 now. Top 5 now. And we are down to the wire. Because at number 5, we have Remake. Yes. Count me as the person who says Remake is the better game. Remake has the better story, and that's really what this boils down to. I also think it has better gameplay, but that's also because it's absent a lot of the ball crap. Remake has a lot of good stuff to it. It has a lot of great moments. It has a lot of great set pieces. He says, I enjoy Remake more than Rebirth, and I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not going to play either of them again, but I think Remake actually is a solid game. Rebirth is probably actually the most overrated game in the entire list, but that's just my opinion. Although FF16 is pretty up there too, admittedly. Next up, Final Fantasy V. I'm not going to beat around the bush on this one. Play Final Fantasy V. It is an awesome game. Go play it. It is an awesome game. I absolutely love playing this one. Yes, all of the yes. Yeah! The job system is exquisite. The characters are awesome. The customization is just brilliant. Oh, honestly, this game makes me want to play through Tactics again. And honestly, yeah, for damn good reason. Top 3 now. And coming in at number 3, taking the bronze medal, the original Final Fantasy VII. This game is legendary for a reason. Final Fantasy VII is an amazing game, and honestly, it's what makes Rebirth so goddamn frustrating. This is an exquisite experience that I absolutely adore on every level, and will continue to love for years to come. This is an exquisite game, and it's so widely available that I think you need, if you have not played Final Fantasy VII, give it a playthrough. For the love of God, play Final Fantasy VII. Speaking of, get your ass in gear and play it, Final Fantasy VI. I don't think I need to explain this one either. Final Fantasy VI is definitely a game that has constantly surprised me with how good it is. It gets better every time I play it, and I love it for that. Final Fantasy VI is an exquisite experience, and is one of the few times is one of those games that shows that gameplay and story can coexist beautifully. The Magicite system is awesome. Being a precursor to the Materia system, which I didn't even mention when gushing about Final Fantasy VII. Evan, the Materia system is awesome. The combat is awesome. I love the mixing and matching of stuff. Hell, I love the fact that there's so many ways to go through this game. There are literal challenge runs that are actually possible with Final Fantasy VI. It might seem like blasphemy, but I do think Final Fantasy VI has better gameplay than Final Fantasy V, because of how tight and knit and wonderful FF6's gameplay is. And the story is something that has been getting better and better in my experience ever since. 3 negatives to story, and that was it. For somebody who is a nitpicky bastard, 3 negatives, and that's it for the story? God damn! And that is a fair assessment. That is a fair assessment, Raxor. It is actually a really good thing, and that's why they designed Final Fantasy VI in a way that you could just beeline for stuff. You always feel like you're getting somewhere in the narrative. It's good. There's great game design in terms of Final Fantasy VI, and even if you do level pre-Magicite, it's actually not that bad. You know? It's just if you're wanting to mid-max and, curb stomp a lot of shit, hit, like, say, the Elemental Dragons or Death Gaze, yeah, But what I love about it is you don't even really need to level in Final Fantasy VI. You can just go through the game. If you know what you're doing, you can deal with a lot of shit in Final Fantasy VI without grinding. And that is a mark of a good game. But of course, there can only be one number 1. Final Fantasy IX. And yes, I will be covering my entire face. Ace, give me a sec. Let me pull chat forward here. There. Final Fantasy IX. Yes, I'm having it be a full screen because I don't care. What can I say about Final Fantasy IX that I haven't already? This is my favorite. This is peak Final Fantasy for me right here. Final Fantasy IX is my comfort food. Dude, everything about the characters, the world, the music, the combat. Everything just sings to me on a grandiose level, and I love it. I know that it has its detractors, and I will not say that those detractors are wrong, because they're not. But man, Final Fantasy IX is just my comfort food. Final Fantasy IX is what I consider to be the top of the top. And I didn't think that that was going to be the case going into this thing. I figured it was going to be Final Fantasy VI or Final Fantasy VII, and both of them weren't slouched, didn't sleep. They literally brought their A game. Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VI are the third place, and second place is on this ranking, respectfully, and for good damn reason. Final Fantasy IX is the peak of what I consider to be good Final Fantasy. And I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but you know what? I don't blame you. Feel free to tell me what you think, and consider this, for live and for the comment section on YouTube. You let me know what you think about Final Fantasy. Which Final Fantasy you think Inc. is the best of the best. In the meantime, let's go ahead and give you a few final numbers before we wrap this up, shall we? So if you give me a moment, I just need to do some calculations here. All right. 45 plus 3 plus 18 minus 4 plus 53 minus 26 plus 58 plus 144 plus 12 plus 154 plus 4 plus 34 plus 72 minus 5 minus 57 Yes, minus 57, minus 9, minus 90, minus 94, plus 8, minus 11, plus 18, plus 107, plus 11, minus 3, plus 95, plus 75, plus 1. And because I put that as 94 by accident. Okay. So, overall, for the 25 games we took a look at today, the franchise received a total story score of 613. Of 613 to story overall, plus 613 overall to story. If we divide that by the 25 games we looked at, that means we had an average story score of about 24.5, to be precise, 24.52 story positives per game. So an average of net plus 24 to story, or overall. Moving on to gameplay now. So much hair all over the place. 15 minus 25 plus 16. Oh. No, that's actually minus 16. That sucks. Hmm. Wow, so many negatives really drag the gameplay down because our total gameplay across all of the games was 108. That sucks. Which left us with a average an average score of 4.32 positives per game. So basically, plus an average of plus 4, an average of plus 25 to story, and an average of plus 4 to gameplay. Hey, hence why averages aren't everything, you know? But overall, that left us with an overall total of 721, which if we go ahead and divide that by 25, that left us with a final score average of about 29. Of 28.84 overall. Well, which again we round up, so that's an average of about plus 29 per game for final score. Now, for the record, as I try to find it here, give me a second. If we compare that to Trails, once I figure out where the hell my Trails numbers are, here they are. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, that's pre-auditing all of that. So, let's see. So, if we compare that to Trails, Trails had 1,200 plus 1,292, although that was across 11 games with an average of about 118. Then we had the average of and then we had this, which was the total. So the total was 1,292. The story was 1,060, with 96 being the average per game, and gameplay was 232 with an average of plus 21 to gameplay. I did not check the sessions, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let's go ahead and add that up real quick. Okay. So there we go. So now that's 211. So that's 211 Heaven sessions, which means so for story we have an average of about 3. So our average story per session is 3. Our average story session is about 3 positives per session. On the story. Gameplay is roughly, depending on how you score it, half. It is technically half, but we round up. So we'll say an average of 1 per session. And we end with an average overall positive per session of 3. So still net positive, but honestly, at the end of the day, yeah, Trails absolutely is backed up by the numbers way more than Final Fantasy. And to be fair, that's just because there are clunkers in Final Fantasy, which, yeah, there you go. So that's it. That's the Final Fantasy Marathon finally done. So, final thoughts on this overall project. I am never doing a marathon this long again. Holy shit, no. No. Never again. Straight up, never again. But that is gonna do it for me today. And honestly, for a while. When it comes to this stuff, so as much as I do like Final Fantasy still, I will admit I kind of need a break from Final Fantasy, similar to what I needed from Trails, which is ironic because the next game we're covering is Trails Through Daybreak 2. Irony. Oh, but it will feel good to finally be back to, streaming something I want to stream other than just slogging through crap. Yep, it actually showed up during this ceremony. That's why I had to get up earlier and be like, okay, need to go check something. Turns out it was Daybreak 2 being delivered, so there you go. All the same, that's it for me today. No way are we starting Daybreak 2 today. Holy crap. But yeah. Final Fantasy, ladies and gentlemen. Onwards and forwards. Here's to the next thing. But for now, this is Blue Wolf Alex of the Lore Walker signing out. Hoping you all have a good one. See you around. Time to move on to Daybreak 2. Later, everyone.